All right, so sticking with superheroics for a little bit longer, let's talk about Michelle the Fall, right? This is a spin-off
Right.
film from, well, based off of the Batchack Man, the Peacemakers web series, now turned into a feature film that we got last year, right? Once again, it's directed by Keon Byron, and it also stars his real-life wife, Angelia Bissoon, who was also in, the Batchack Man series as Michelle as well, right? And yeah, pretty much what it is, it's a Michelle solo story. So if you remember from the Peacemakers, or if you didn't remember, she was just this kid minding her own business, and then her parents got brutally murdered by these gunmen, and then, well, you find out it's because of some sort of shadiness that's going on, right? And in the process now of her trying to figure out who killed her parents, she acquired a serum which gives her the power pretty much to tap into people's minds and whatnot. So it's kind of like the Jean Grey thing, more like more of a psychic kind of thing that she does, right? So in the fall here now, she kind of goes on this path of revenge, right? She's going for the guys who killed her parents, right? Well, going deeper into that, right? Batchack Man, who once again is played by Keon Byron, he's in the background in this case now, and he's concerned about what's going on with, well, this is actually his girlfriend in this film as well, right? Yeah, what's going on with Michelle? You know what I mean? Why she's to herself, why she refuses to work with her with him, and IC, who is a new hero who is like brought into the story here. I believe that, yeah, she was brought in the final episode of the Peacemakers, right? So yeah, he's kind of concerned about what's going on, why she all moody and whatnot. And yeah, again, she is just hell bent on finding the people who killed her parents, right? That she will stop at nothing. But at the same time, you see her character kind of go through this sort of dark path now, because yeah, she is not the lively, bubbly person that she was in the original series. Now she's hard and cold, you know what I mean? And she just won't stop until she sees these people killed, right? And I'll stop here. So just to get the good out of the way, right? This is actually quite interestingly a mostly black and white affair, right? I'm saying mostly because there is a scene where I'm not sure if this was done stylistically, where it seems like it is black and white, but some of the colors are muted, right? So you could actually see some color in the scene that's mostly through, the face and the skin and whatnot, right? But not everything is entirely black and white. I was there wondering now when I saw that moment, if that could have been like the tone, like if that could have been the style, the color gradient style that the entire show should have been right, but been like, right. But no, that is just that one sequence that looks like that, but everything else is just pure black and white, right? And stylistically, I like the choice of changing just the color scheme of things, right? It just adds, because yeah, this short compared to what we saw before is particularly dark, right? And I do like the idea that, yes, what I mean, it's not just dark in tone, but we're really going to show you just how dark it is with this black and white setup, right? Also, acting is decent. It's okay for what it is. Angelia really, comes into her own just being this really angered person, right? She's just furious a majority of time, just a majority of the time in the show here. And you really buy into her anger though, because again, she just not just it's not so much she saw her parents killed in cold blood. She heard it, right? Because she was hiding in her bedroom, and then she comes down and see her parents dead, right? And just knowing that she has this power to kind of make some sort of change now, yeah, you buy into her part of revenge, right? So that being said, though, where I felt this show sort of dropped the ball, unfortunately, is in the storytelling, in particular that whole part of revenge, right? So without spoiling much, for me, what was a letdown though was that the part of revenge itself was short. It was just okay. This is a person, get that person, boom, that's it. What makes these revenge films work, right? So I'll throw a perfect example. Take the Kill Bill duology, right? Kill Bill volumes 1 and 2, right? It wasn't just Beatrix going for Bill and killing him, right? No, it was her going up against the Crazy 88. It was her going up against Oren Ishii. It was her going up against I forgot Daryl Hannah's name. Sorry, but I forgot her name in the film. Right? It was all these people that she had to get past first before she gets to the main body, right? And I just did like the idea that she just kind of goes to the main body and that's it, right? Sure, there is a moment where she have to fight Icy. That's not a spoiler. That's in the trailer. I'll get the trailer in a bit. But even though that fight was what it was, though, I wish that we had more moments where Michelle was going up against more of the evil, well, the syndicate, whatever it is, the evil characters in the film as well too, before she gets the main body. So you're building that road, right? You're literally walking, you're taking those steps on that path of revenge. So when she actually reaches there, you feel that weight. You feel like, okay, she's been through a lot. She's been hurt. She went through hell, and now she's here. It's just a moment. It's just a matter of whether she survives or not, or whether she does the job or not, right? But it just kind of heads straight, boom, gets the person, and that's it, right? And while I do appreciate the final scene and what it sets up, I just felt that there could have been more detail to it, right? Because I'm saying this too because you have to remember that a lot of people are gonna go into this one not really remembering what happened in the first film, or sorry, in the series itself, or in particular how important the character that Michelle meets is, right? Because they kind of set it up early on in the series, but here it's still very vague, and I felt we could have got more out of who this character is and why she wants to be around. That's all I'll say without spoiling anything around Michelle, right? Also, as far as the trailer goes, unfortunately, I felt like it gave away pretty much the whole story. You know what I mean? So I just went in there and pretty much saw this whole story play out. I felt like there were little to no surprises here. And lastly, another thing in terms of people going into this kind of blind, not knowing about the previous film. Again, a seen film, right? The series. Uh, it would have been great if we got a briefer introduction into who Michelle is, the backstory behind this whole path of revenge and all that kind of stuff. Because basically, what we get is literally the entire sequence where the parents are killed, right? It kind of takes up too much time, in my opinion. Because remember, this is a 25 minute film, and we kind of pressed for time already, right? But I felt that scene sort of dragged things on a lot, right? We could have got to the point quickly. I should say even better, just going to the trailer now, we could have used the same voiceover narration that Angela did, right? In telling Michelle's story, right? Because unfortunately, instead of just telling, because what it just shows us is just the catalyst for the path of revenge, right? But it doesn't tell us about how she acquired the powers, how she got the serum in the first place, how she acquired all that. We could have gotten a nice montage where you saw the deaths and then you saw how she got the serum and how she found out about her boyfriend being, or I should say fiance being Batchack Man in the first place and all that kind of stuff. They could have set all that up in like a nice, neat little montage at the very beginning, and then we could have gotten the whole path of revenge story after that, right? And last point, I felt there wasn't enough Batchack Man though. Like I understand why he was barely there in the film. But what would have made it even better, the whole part of revenging again, was not just her going up against Icy, but going up against Batchack Man. That would have been really cool though. So now Batchack Man is brought into the mix now. So now he understands, wow, this thing is really serious. Like what's she going through now? You know what I mean? And it would have been great though, where ending the film where he feels helpless, like not knowing how to help her at this stage, right? But it's setting up something. It's setting up a next film. I'm not sure if it's going to be a series or if it's going to be another short as well too. But I do hope that if it does, well, I mean, they have to continue the story anyway, right? Yeah, I do hope that they, kind of fill in those blanks and kind of fix the errors that this film he had made, right? Because at the end of the day, this could have been a solid standalone. 'Cause I know that's what Keenan was aiming at, a standalone story, but I just felt there could have been a little bit more detail put into it as well too, and more stakes involved, and really stretch out that part of revenge a lot more instead of just direct part, boom, bam, that's it, right? It again, just going back to the whole revenge thing, it's all about the build up until they reach the final boss. That's really what it is, right? That let's look at it like that. Like, you don't want to just jump into the final boss just so you have to fight the underlings first and then jump into the final boss afterwards, right? So I guess in the next one we'll see if she fight more underlings or if maybe because I should mention, fortunately, yeah, I mean there are other players involved as well too, right? So maybe she will confront them in the next film, I guess. But I guess we'll see, right? So yeah, for what it's worth, I'll give this a light 3 out of 5. It's eyed for what it is, though, but I just felt with the whole part of revenge that the show is advertising, the part could have been longer, man. You know what I mean? And there could have been more stakes involved. We could have had more like Batchack Man could have had a bigger presence in this as well too. He could have been part of the story a lot more as well. And again, just imagine him in the middle of all of this, like seeing, oh, this is what my fiance going through. Wow, like what do I do? And that would have been a great way to end things off, right? But again, I guess with the next film, which I hope that we will get very soon, and I hope that the runtime will be considerably longer than this 24-minute thing. Yeah, we'll see how this story plays out even further. But yeah, it's out right now online, so I'll put the link to it in the description of this this section here of the podcast. Here, I'll put it there. And yeah, again, check it out. But I'll highly recommend checking out the Peacemakers as well. Check out that series because that sets up the story even more, right? So yeah, definitely check that out.